What is up, guys? I'm Elias.
I'm Luke.
And this is episode 2 of The Listening Circle. For those of you who are new, this podcast is where we discuss everything having to do with music. So news, reviews, opinions, interviews. Today we're going to be talking about live music. What is it that makes a good live performance? What are some of our favorite concerts? All this and more. But first, here's our cast. To my left is Liam.
Hello.
And then we have Dante.
Hey man, what's up?
We're going to take a drink every time Dante makes a movie reference today. And we have Ian.
What's up?
Jackson.
What's up, dude?
And on Discord gang, there's Elijah.
Hello.
And Josh.
Guten Abend.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and first of all, I would like to say everyone who's listening, we have a Discord server where you can talk to all of us and share some tunes. So please join that. That'll be in the description for the SoundCloud and YouTube. Let's go ahead and start off with our rotation segment. So we're going to start off with just, we all have some music that we've been listening to, and we're just going to quickly kind of go around and shout it out, give some recommendations to everyone. So, Liam, why don't you go ahead and start?
All right. Well, something I've been listening to recently more often is a Silvermont Zion's first album. If you haven't heard of this band, they're kind of like another post-rock band, Godspeed You Black Emperor. They're actually founded by the same person. But I've been enjoying this new it's an album that I keep coming back to because I always find new nuance with it that's just really captivating. Yeah, the frontman for that group, Ephraim, I don't know how to say his last name. So yeah, Ephraim, he's just really talented, and I love everything about Godspeed and Silvermount Zion. So yeah.
Dante?
Okay, so I've been listening to, one's an old artist, and the other one's more current. So I'm going to start with the older first. It's T-Rex, actually. So if you're not familiar with the band T-Rex, it's consists of a phenomenal, beautiful singer by the name of Mark Bolan, who from the late 60s to the mid-70s had like that experimental acid trip kind of feel, very David Bowie-esque. In fact, Bowie copied this guy a lot, and they were best friends, but he would always like hate him, just like, why are you copying me so much? Be your own dude, you're a talented musician. So like that whole, Mission to Mars kind of soundtrack, the Spider-Man and all that, Ziggy Stardust, he was like, dude, you're a talented musician, do your own sound, don't copy me. But this guy's good. And if you've heard, take a shot, by the way, Edgar Wright films and Quentin Tarantino films, they use them a lot in the soundtracks, and definitely recommendations of like Jeepster, 20th Century Boy, Teenage Dream, all like phenomenal tracks. And it's very beautiful, very poetic. And the other one I'm going to mention is Courtney Barnett, who I saw at the Greek Theater last year when I was working there, and she's killer. She has like that punk rock energy, but has like that hipster vibe. It's very reminiscent to like a very artsy White Stripes. So, and she just kills. So definitely check her out.
Cool. Ian, what have you been listening to?
Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Rage Against the Machine.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized I can hear myself, and it's very... I'm going to have to get used to it. But, been listening to a lot of Rage Against the Machine, and one specific Wu-Tang song, Bring the Ruckus.
Nice. That's a good one.
I don't have much to say other than the fact that I think I'd never really explored Rage Against the Machine as much as I should have until recently, so I've just been playing the albums a lot.
Yeah, they have a solid discography.
Yeah.
All right, Jackson, what about you?
Nice. So I've been I know Liam's probably heard of this, and so has Josh. I've been listening to this one-hit wonder called Batushka.
Okay.
They made a really good this black metal album called Liturgia. It's like a Greek Orthodox black metal thing, and whatever it is, it's really good. They have this beautiful Gothic sound, these like beautiful Greek chants, which are different than Latin chants, and it's really pretty sounding. And their concerts I heard are beautiful at night because they're like an Orthodox Greek Christian band that have these weird skull robes, like a lot of the traditional stuff they wear, and it's just really pretty to see it. And then their music is just beautiful too. They put all these classic elements into these really make this great just emotional experience.
Nice. Yeah, I think you've shown me some of their stuff before. I remember it being really good. All right, Luke, what's up? What have you been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of stuff lately. It's been kind of mixed, but I think if I could hone in on one artist I've been paying attention to recently, I come back to them every now and then, but they're called Noisia. It's a Dutch kind of electronic trio. They do a lot of breakbeat, drum and bass. They haven't toured the United States yet, but from what I understand, their concerts are really cool. But if you wanted to go to them, you pretty much have to fly across the pond.
Okay.
They're pretty good. They're very. Some of their songs are very chill. Some of their stuff's very upbeat. If you like electronic music, I would advise checking them out.
Awesome. All right, what about you, Elijah?
So I have two shout-outs to mention. One, which is the more bigger band, but of course, but Ghost released a new single with 2 songs on there, and those have been pretty. I've been enjoying those. If you haven't listened to those, I'd give that a shout-out. Pretty much like the last album, but it has a little bit of more of the first album vibe with more of the heavy rock organ, which I really like. And then one that is very off genre from what we've been kind of discussing, but there's this new goth album that's been really good. It's like a dark wave mix, and they're called Boy Harsher, and I really like it. So let's check that out.
Nice. All right, what about Josh?
Oh boy. Oh man, I've been listening to a lot of music this week, so I'll just list 3 particular releases from most normal to most weird. So the first album I listened to is Stars of the Lid, Per Aspera ad Astra. Now, Stars and Lid, anyone who doesn't know, ambient drone duo, makes very sleepy music. This particular album is a collaboration with visual artist John McCafferty, who painted the very minimalist artwork. It's probably the most sparse and minimalistic Stars of the Lid album I've heard. And that's saying a lot for a band that is steeped in minimalism, but somehow this album is like so barren compared to anything else they've done. It's very interesting and very sleepy music. And the next album I listened to is an album from Germany in the early 70s called Niagra. It's basically a krautrock album that consists of nothing but drums. That's
nice.
Right.
Nice.
I can appreciate that as a drummer.
Oh yeah. So you got like 3 drummers, a fuck ton of percussion, 2 20-minute long tracks, and some cool stereo flanging effects present throughout the whole album. It's also groovy as balls.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's super groovy 4/4 beats throughout. Niagra, self-titled. They released 2 albums after their debut. The second one is more of a rock album with traditional instrumentation. And the third album they did is a return to form with only a bassist accompanying the percussionists.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our main topic. So we are all a fan of live music here, and
Some more than others.
some more than others. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and talk about what our favorite shows are. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead and step
Like
up.
favorite show as in the favorite show of all time, or a couple
Favorite show that you've been to? Like, what
One
was
that we've
the
personally attended.
Yeah, what was the thing that really made it like stand out?
Oh, I would say, well, I've been to a lot of shows, but mainly because I've worked them. But my favorite one that I've worked was Iggy Pop, man. Like, he was killer.
Yeah.
So when I wasn't even supposed to work that day. I was supposed to I had the day off, but I begged them. I got on my knees and I begged my fucking boss, like, please, I gotta work at Iggy Pop. He's he's the reason I grew out my hair. He's the reason I live the lifestyle I live. He's the reason I love punk rock, my man. I was like, all right, we'll figure it out. I get there the day of, and they put me front row.
Yes.
Front row.
Nice.
And I get there, and the security comes up to me and goes, hey, man, I got to tell you this ahead of time. So 2 things are going to happen. He's going to bring the crowd on the stage. That's the first thing. Second thing, he's going to jump in the crowd, and he might shake you. Is that okay? And I was like, did you just tell me the god of punk rock is going to fucking shake me? And I was like, I am ready. My body is ready.
Wow.
And he just killed it. He came on. He's in his 70s. He's like old as shit, and he still has that energy. He still has like a pure visceral energy. And he comes into the audience, and he's like singing all the songs. note per note, and he's getting it, and I'm trying to sneak a picture in, and he runs up to me, grabs my phone, and goes, "Whoa! Live in the fucking moment!" And I'm like, God damn! And he shakes me real fucking hard, and it was so fucking awesome.
Wait, did your phone break?
No! Okay. I was surprised. I thought my phone was broken.
He just yeeted it.
He yeeted the fuck out of it. I actually looked at that picture. I didn't notice. Keanu Reeves is in the background of that fucking photo.
What in the world?
I'm standing right in front of Keanu. I know you noticed.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm like, just like, this is the greatest moment of my life. Iggy Pop touched me. Fucking Henry Rollins was there. Val Kilmer was there. Keanu Reeves was there. It's a great fucking show, and he played all the fucking tunes. He played the Passenger. He played fucking Search and Destroy. It was just a killer show. Just overall, just great energy. And his opener was chill as fuck. So.
Hell yeah, awesome. Yeah, when I saw Iron Maiden a few years ago, I remember being kind of surprised. That was like one of the first shows I went to, I think, and I was pretty surprised at like just a band that's been around that long, like still having that much energy and like playing all the old stuff and it being just like the 80s again. I've always thought that was really impressive. Are there any artists out there who like, I'm sure we could probably think of a few, but like they do shows nowadays and it's like it's just not the same as
it's like sad to see almost.
Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy.
I've seen Ozzy live. He still puts on I mean, he can't do as well as he did then, but he still puts on quite a good show.
Well, of course.
So it's
messes up the lyrics
not
sometimes
in his prime anymore.
He gets a pass.
Yeah, that's true. He is the Prince of Darkness, right?
Nobody puts that much cocaine in their body and
not even just cocaine, just swallow dry ice too.
I know this is a rather cliched sounding, but I think any of you would understand if you have experienced this for yourself. But one amazing experience I've had was actually seeing the band Sunn live.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Just for the audience clarification, that's Sunn with two N's and then an O, close parentheses, close parentheses, close parentheses.
I think I'm familiar with Sunn.
They're like a drone metal band.
They are the drone metal band.
They're the drone metal band.
The drone metal band, yeah.
For sure.
It's
going
like
to a
very
show
like
of theirs, it's like, imagine like two guitarists playing extremely distorted riffs through Sunn Model Ts and the Proco Rat in drop A, and they just feedbacks and they just drone these really low power chords. Okay, and they'll just kind of riff them off each other and kind of do some improvisatory metal. It's very interesting. They'd even expand their lineup live with like synthesizer, trombone, Fender Rhodes. It gets crazy. Also Attila Chihar.
Oh yeah.
So if any of you are fans of the band Mayhem, you're familiar with the singer Attila Chihar. Probably the most dynamic, amazing black metal vocalist who's ever lived. And he's a pretty great. He would do a bunch of tube and throat singing, overtone stuff. And he would dress up in these ridiculous costumes just at various points. He would just kind of get up on stage, sing for a bit, and then get off, put on a costume, do the same, and then do that like 2 to 4 times for like the duration of a 2-hour-long set. It's pretty crazy. Also, one thing, bring ear protection, please. It's extremely loud, and I was standing right in front of the subwoofer when I saw them.
Oh, man. That sounds brutal.
So I was very glad that I did.
I say that'd just be a good safety thing to do in any concert setting.
Yeah, I've gotten
depending on your seating. I've gotten so much ear ringing after concerts.
If you're seeing a band with Sunn where it's 100 plus decibels.
Oh yeah, they're known for being super loud.
I saw Motorhead live one time. They were fucking loud.
Loudest band I ever saw was My Bloody Valentine.
God!
They handed out earplugs really like at the door.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've gotten to the age where just like I gotta have earplugs. I can't go to a like. Plus, I've worked so many concerts that I'm like, I gotta have fucking earplugs.
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
Grandpa.
Dude, well, I mean,
I've gotten that.
I'm almost in my 30s, man. So
30-year-old boomer.
You're not almost in your 30s. You're like
5 more years until my 30s, my man.
That's not almost. That's half.
5 more years.
Half of this decade left, my man.
Yeah. Well, plus I've worked so many concerts. It's like it's not even funny. I've worked like so many bands. I've worked so many classic rock concerts.
That's not an age thing. That's a health thing.
That's a health
thing.
Yeah, so I feel like an old man anyway. So
what kind of
Boomer
earplugs?
is a state of mind.
Yeah, I feel like a boomer at heart, to be honest. Just not
Being
politics.
married adds age.
What kind of earplugs do you use, Dante?
That's my job. Well, when I worked at the Greek, I don't work there anymore, but they would hand out just like.
Are they just like the standard orange?
Yeah,
ones?
Though when I went to London, my wife's when she would do DJ gigs, I would get like special kind.
Oh, nice.
So she had a special kind that like would wrap around your ear and shit.
Yeah, the ones I use are Ear Dial, not a sponsor, but hey, open to it.
On Twitter.
I got them for my birthday a few years ago, and they come like in a keychain thing, so I just have them with me all the time, and they're like super like high fidelity, I think it's called,
nice.
Where you can hear all the frequencies through them. It's really nice. So yeah, every concert I always wear those.
Concert I wish I could have worn earplugs to. I went to the Mayhem Festival in 2008.
Oh, nice.
With a bunch of friends from school. It was pretty cool. I didn't get to see. Dragon Force was there. I didn't get to see.
What was the
Dragon
lineup?
Force.
What was the lineup?
It was Slipknot opened, Disturbed, Dragon Force, and Mastodon.
Nice.
I got to see Slipknot and Mastodon.
So I went every Mayhem from like 2010 to 2014.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was, but then that became like a tradition with like me and my friends. Like we would go every year.
Yeah.
Because I won the first year. I won like radio concert tickets to it. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We were pretty close. It was really loud. I think what was the most interesting thing about that concert is, for one thing, if you look to the left and right of you, sometimes you would just see a couple fucking, which is really
yeah, let's Mayhem Festival for you.
And then one of the most interesting things is when we saw Slipknot, Sid, the tabletop guy, he actually came out in a wheelchair because apparently like 2 or 3 days ago he like broke his heels like during during the opening show. I think July 9th was like the opening show for the Mayhem Festival somewhere like in Northern California. Mm-hmm. And from what we heard is he jumped off the stage or something and he like broke his heels. So he showed up in a wheelchair and he still performed.
Wow, he still kicked ass?
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
That happened one time when I saw Rob Zombie. He got into like a fucking bus accident. It was Mayhem Festival, my first Mayhem Festival, and they were aching. One of their legs was like fucking like in a cast and shit, and they were like rocking their fucking ass off, and it was like so good. And then Korn came on. I was like, can we go home now?
I'm gonna take a quick nap.
I actually liked Korn. I saw them at Knotfest a few years ago.
They're okay live. They just gotten to the age where like they just don't move as much. Because my friend was telling me like when he saw them in the 90s when they first opened, like they were just on fire.
Yeah, I think it's because they played their entire debut album, and that's like one of the heavier ones.
Yeah.
And it sounded heavier live than even on the record, and like especially with the imagery and everything, it was really cool. And then I think, funny enough, Rob Zombie was actually, or was that the one with Rob Zombie? I think that was one where Slipknot was headlining, but I left before then.
What year was it?
It was like 2016, I think.
Oh, so not too long ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fun. That was a good show. What do we think about like festivals? I know that can be a contentious topic.
I went to Psycho California a while back, just right before they relocated to Las Vegas, and that was a pretty fucking kick-ass festival. I mean, the venue was kind of small, the observatory, so it was kind of cramped, but had an extremely impressive lineup, and some of the best artists I've seen were at that festival. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. But
do you remember what bands? Because Psycho always has really good lineups.
Sleep, Ohm, Earth, Russian Circles, Pentagram, Samsara Blues Traveler, a fuck ton of shit. Oh, Kylesa before they broke up.
Oh, I love Kylesa.
That was remarkable. They kicked ass. Municipal Waste was there. Cole of Luna got their visas revoked. So
damn, I'm striking. I'm starting to ride over that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so they're supposed to headline one of the days, but they couldn't make it. So Municipal Waste took their place, and the crossover thrash band. They're pretty kick-ass. They had the craziest mosh out of anything there. I remember I was just kind of walking past it, and some dude in a large leather boot just kicked me in the chest.
Nice.
There's a massive boot print on my undershirt that's still there.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
What would you say? Like, go around the table. Worst mosh experience.
Yeah, wait. Can we do like a little side segment of like mosh experience or like
Actually,
fucking
yeah,
wall of death experience?
I want to come in here. So I have seen a ton of shows at this small venue. They actually might have gotten torn down a year or so ago, but Chain Reaction in Santa Ana.
Oh, it's still there.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Did they rename it or something?
No, it's still there.
Okay, well, anyhow, I have seen so many, like just between like gent and deathcore, I've seen so many artists there, and I once got, like, not literally, but damn near punched in my ear in a mosh pit there. Wow. It was probably the time I saw Nails live, whatever band was before Nails, I think that was when it was going on, but yeah, I nearly got punched in the ear, got hit really hard, like right on the side of my chin, and I just fell the fuck over, and someone had to pull me up, and I was dazed for the rest of the show.
That man saved your life.
Yeah, whoever pulled me up, that guy's a saint.
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever was out there and saved my fucking ass.
I feel like Chain Reaction is where all the like hardcore punk kids go.
They do, yeah.
I hate the fucking swingers, but no, what I hate more than swingers is the fucking people that actually try to hurt people. Like my first mosh was my last mosh because I never moshed before. My dad, every concert I went to before I went with my friends was with my dad. My dad was like, "Don't go in the mosh, they're fucking crazy." Da, da, da. And then my friend convinced me the one year I went without my dad, and we were seeing Anthrax, and they started playing Cotton to Mosh. He's like, "Dude, you gotta get in the fucking mosh now." I'm like, "Fine, fuck it." And I'm running in, and this big, fat redneck dude just punches me right in the fucking face, and I fucking get up. I'm fucking bleeding from my fucking, like, an eye right here. And get up, and I'm so pissed off. I fucking run down and start fucking punching the shit out of that dude. And security had to pull us off, and they almost threw me out. I'm like, why? He gave me the fucking black eye with the fucking bloody eye, man. Why the fuck do I get kicked out of this shit? And it was like, you could have killed him, this and that. That's not appropriate behavior. Did you not see what he's doing to fucking me, man?
It's middle school all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, my, I would fuck. And yeah, so I've never wanted to mosh after that.
Damn.
Y'all ever wall of death?
Oh God! I saw a Slayer. I saw a Slayer wall of death. That was not pleasant.
Yeah.
That must be insane.
I never went in.
At the Mayhem Festival, I was 12, by the way. My birthday was like a week before this.
Wow.
Or like a couple days. But I went with my buddy Gordon, who was like 18. He graduated like high school. I just knew him from like family friends and stuff. So he's like, "Yo, are you ready for the wall of death?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that is, but let's do it." And I'm like the shortest kid in there. And I see like everybody is all ready to run at each other. And I don't know what's going on, but I just remember adrenaline was fucking rad at that time.
Dude.
We ran at each other. I ducked under just a bunch of people and I tried getting out. But so many people, there's just so much chaos.
Yeah.
I never got hit. But I remember I almost tripped once, and that could have been bad because I've heard people like they actually fall over during moshes. Or
They get trampled.
Yeah, they get fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I remember one summer, like they had the whole Warped Tour thing, and then like a lot of people were dying in the mosh of the Warped Tour. Like there was like 15 people died in the mosh.
Oh,
I was like, that's
fuck?
horrible.
Yeah, a lot of
people.
Fucking scene kids, man.
Damn.
What was that, Josh?
You all wrong.
just like a lot of crazy shit happens in mosh pits, you know.
Oh yeah.
Dark humor aside, I was researching into the disaster of a festival, Woodstock '99.
Oh God.
And some crazy shit happened during Limp Bizkit set.
Yeah.
I heard about that. They like rioted, right?
Yeah, there've been rapes have been reported, and there's a lot of vandalism. It was really horrible.
These are the dangers of tough guy metal.
Yep. This is what happens when you
It's the
listen to
dangers
this
of douchebag metal.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the Code Orange concert a few years ago where some lady got her jaw broken by some guy who like kicked her in the face with an iron boot?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Who brings steel toe to
I didn't know that was a Code Orange concert.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
really
Columbine
bad.
shooters.
But I think the band did like a GoFundMe for her hospital.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, that's
So-
That's really nice of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good for
definitely.
Code Orange.
And hopefully they start checking for steel-toed boots at fucking venues because that's ridiculous.
It's like there's a security guy with the metal detector. He just scans over your shoes, nowhere else.
Yeah, we sure need to scan your feet.
They should do that. My friend once snuck a fucking knife in his boot when you're at a festival. What? Yeah.
Why?
Because he's a short white Spanish dude and it was a predominant fucking redneck white area, so he was afraid he was gonna get fucking because he did. He got through. Someone was beating the shit out of him and he fucking stabbed him in the leg. So
was this in Florida?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, good old Florida.
Good old Florida.
Florida be like that. So,
any other crazy mosh experiences?
I've heard a good mosh experience. This was
crazy one.
I forgot the band, but it was a power metal band, and this girl tripped in the pit, and I was like, oh, she's fucked. And the whole fucking pit went, stop.
Yeah.
And they just picked her up and gently took
her
out.
I feel like that's
exactly.
That's usually what happens.
That's usually what happens. I was at the Iron Maiden and Ghost opened up for them, by the way. But like, same thing. Like they're all going the motions, and someone falls, and like the biggest guy there is like, everyone stop, or I will beat you, and then like pick them up, and then they just keep going. That's actually like a good moment. I don't know if it's because they were like the older crowd and like not super like adrenaline, like but still, that's really nice that they can actually do.
Yeah.
Be respectful, but we also want to rage,
What about you, Ian? You've been through some crazy shit at a festival?
Like I said, I've never been through like a insane mosh. I've been through it's
just
like
a
pretty
mosh.
average.
Well, plus he's a huge guy, so it's like no one can really fuck with him.
I've never had punches be at chest level.
So.
Yeah. Unless like a cold crowd of people.
Unless someone literally looked at me, came towards me, and tried to punch me in the face.
They'd hit you, but they'd hit the ground, kind of scary.
Yeah, it would not be pretty for them.
Yeah.
What would you guys say would be your worst concert?
Well, actually, so can we go back to best concerts? Because I don't think everyone...
We did a little sub-question there.
Yeah. So I want to talk about my personal favorite concert, which is when I saw Tool live back in 2017 in Sacramento. Well, yes, I'm a huge Tool fanboy, as I'm sure you know if you listened to the first episode. But also, not only was Tool incredible, but the other great, crazy thing was there was actually an opener there that wasn't built on the ticket or the show or anything. The Crystal Method, an excellent electronic band. And I don't think both the guys from the band were there. I think it was just one guy with his laptop, but he had like a little drum setup, like he had like a hi-hat and just a bunch of cymbals, and he was just like improvising that over Crystal Method. It was really cool.
That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Jackson? You got a favorite concert you attended? Favorite show?
I do, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I don't really go to too many like big name concerts. I've broken the old wallet, but I do go to a lot of DIY shows. That's for sure.
Nice.
That's cool.
And there's this one where, there was this one where I think it was back when Riff Mountain in Fulton was still there. There was this guy Sandbud. He was going on his poetry, and if you hear this, Sandbud, I'm sorry, I laughed at your poetry. He was just playing this. He was not singing. He was talking about this. His poetry was all serious, like Sam Slam stuff. And then I had an edible like an hour before. It was like a 250 milligram one, so it hit right when it got all serious, and I just started laughing and laughing. I was like uncontrollably just pulling like Patrick Star,
Was it in like a quiet room where you
could see the hurt, the personal injury on his face,
Oh no.
And I felt so bad. I ran to the bathroom, still laughing and laughing, just closing the door. I mean, now that I look back, it's kind of funny because slam poetry. Back then, I felt kind of bad for Sam, but
slam poetry, not even
sorry,
once.
Sam.
Yeah, it's funny and it's sad.
Yeah, good times though.
My favorite concert. Anyone who knows me knows that my favorite live band is probably Death Grips.
Yes.
I've seen them 3 times. Once at Fox Theater, once at the Observatory, and once at Hollywood Palladium.
I would kill to go to a Death Grip show.
Hell yeah.
That shit looks amazing.
Weren't we at the same one in the Observatory?
I think so.
Yeah, that was a super fun show.
Yes. Yeah, that was cool. And a lot of people went to that one. I just remember, normally at a show you'd have like, the people in the front are like moving a lot, and then there's like the mosh pit, and then there's people in the back or whatever. But Death Grip shows, like, the entire venue is moving, and it's like
sick.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
crazy.
Really high energy.
Yeah, very high energy. It's like otherworldly.
Was it a small venue you went to?
Observatory, yeah.
Well,
Observatory
yeah.
show was very small.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's like small to medium. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And I think
that's where Psycho California was.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine Psycho California, that big festival at the Observatory. It must have been crowded.
It really was, but it was worth it just for the bands and the overpriced food.
I hate venue food so fucking much.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Not even it's bad. It's overpriced. Like, because the Greek had some good food, but it was like an arm and a leg just to pay for it. I had a discount and it was still fucking arm and a leg.
It really is, man.
I actually seem to bring up on like a tangent to this, to what Dante was saying. I definitely have a candidate for the least favorite venue, or my least favorite venue I've ever been to is the Yost Theater. Because one time when I was there for a show, I asked the bartender for water, and they tried to charge me $3 for it.
What?
So I had to walk back and ask another bartender like 10 minutes later, and they gave me free water. But I was like, what the fuck is that about?
Dude, I've been to some of the diabetes dives in Orange County, and I have never been asked to pay for water.
See, that's why
It's actually illegal.
Yeah,
it's actually, it is illegal, and also
You're gonna sue them.
you can also get around there to say, "Can I get a cup of ice?"
Oh man, that bartender probably was trying to a bug or something for that.
It's
illegal to not offer water at a food establishment.
The state of
in
California.
Yep.
Florida would have been like $20.
Oh god.
Florida, man.
yeah.
No, in Europe, everywhere.
Florida, you could just threaten them with an alligator.
No, that's not a fucking threat. That's a fucking puppy.
No, dude, have you seen? There's this video I've seen. I don't know. I think it's in Florida. This guy was like holding an alligator, like a 12 gauge, just pointing at this convenience store card. He's like, "What the secrets, man?"
Yeah, I've seen that video, but in Florida, like, no one really cared of alligators, because literally me and my friends, like, fucking grabbed a gator from the fucking Everglades and put it on our fucking neighbor's doorstep, and the guy was like, that's literally his reaction. I was like, whatever.
So, kind of going back to what you mentioned about Death Grips being like your favorite show, a highlight you pretty much made clear is the the energy of the room is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that can transition into a next viable question is, what makes a good performance? What makes a good show? If you're attending any sort of show, any sort of venue, what made it more? What was the most enjoyable thing about it? What made the performance good?
If they
Different kinds
sound
of
like
good
the
shows.
album,
Yeah.
you know,
I think it's
like
just-
they kind of sound like the album. I think
it's spectrum,
Unless if
really.
you're Led Zeppelin.
It should be engaging, that's for sure. I like an engaging performance where it's like, it's fun, It's like, it gets people who pay the ticket involved, and they're just
Engaging with the crowd.
engaging with the crowd, making sure that everyone has a great experience.
I feel like maybe it just I feel like it depends on the show and what you're into. It all depends, because like I've seen shows that are super mellow and you can sit down and enjoy it and have fun with it. And then there's
It
one
does depend on the room for sure.
the room and just the if you, let's just put it like this, if your music promises energy and you have no energy, that's a problem. But if you're bringing that energy and you're having that fun, I just feel like if you have fun yourself as a band, then I feel it'll be a good show. So
There's definitely a massive entertainment aspect to live performance. I mean, I think it would just mostly just be pretty boring to just watch some guy just sit down with his electric guitar, like seated like a classical musician.
Oh yeah, one of the most disappointing shows I went to, and I absolutely love this band. But last year when I saw Godflesh, there's like an industrial metal band that's super heavy. They went on stage and they seemed like they didn't even want to be there. They just like sat there.
I have it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they don't have a drummer because all their beats are just like electronic, and it was literally like both of them would be sitting down with their guitar and bass, just like looking down, playing the music, and then when the song stopped, what's his face? I don't remember his name right now. But he'd just like go, he'd just go over to his laptop and pick the next song, and then he'd go sit back down on the stool.
Whoa.
It was so
That's pretty
bad.
lame.
Yeah,
That sounds talent show stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
It sounds like watching Will Basinski live. All he does is just stands by his laptop. And
Yeah.
it just stands.
It's like if a laptop is part of your show, you should still be like getting into it. And
I just feel like maybe if you're bringing energy that you don't want to be there and you're not having fun, then yeah, that's gonna be a bad show. Like I saw Disturbed one time and they were just like, they look like, can we just end the songs already? I just want to go home.
yeah.
Although I will say, kind of a whole exception to that prior rule I said about just sitting down playing your instrument. I remember seeing a King Crimson back when they recently began to continue touring. They got back into that with like an expanded lineup, and that band's kind of infamous for their band leader Robert Fripp for kind of just sitting down with his guitar and just right next to his amp the whole time. But the thing is about that band is that they have a bunch of other instrumentalists and players that can keep up a good show, like 3 drummers. Yeah, these new incantations of King Crimson have like 3 to 4 drummers. That's pretty exciting, I will say. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had a story kind of like Elias's where it was like a mediocre performance, or like it wasn't that level where like they just clicked a button. I saw Muse live, and it was when Madness came out,
Nice.
that whole album. But they sounded really good. They played all the songs really well. What kind of sucked is what I rate a good live performance if they kind of improvise. I love improvised sessions, where they kind of like extend on a song, or like they do a solo and it's just like completely different, whatever. They like, it felt like Muse, they played the song, it wasn't really high energy, like they just played the song, played the music, and left. It was just like, oh, okay. But like Light Show was amazing, their stage was amazing, but it just like, it felt like they were just standing there playing music and just left. It was like, okay, but
it feels corporate.
It almost felt corporate, yeah, like legit. I don't know.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask, have you guys ever seen like an opening band that like it's the opener and they're not even like a big band and they're just bringing like this fucking great energy and they're fucking doing better than the main fucking band?
I have something to say there.
Oh, Liam.
When I saw Periphery live in 2018, and like I love Periphery, but live, Thank You Scientist was so much better than Periphery.
Oh yeah.
Thank You Scientist is a great live band. So
Yeah. My dad actually has a story, but I know the story well. But he was saying like the first time he saw Black Sabbath was back in '78. Well, no, '77. So.
Oh, that's when they started.
Oh, don't say that. Hold on, let me tell the story. So Ozzy, so it was Black Sabbath '77, and he was like 14 years old, and he snuck in like a bunch of like weed and beer to the fucking concert with his friends.
Awesome.
And they got so high and so drunk that they were just like so having such a good time that the opening band came on and the fucking guitarist came on. He was fucking shredding the shit, and he was just doing all these things. And he just came in with this live fucking energy, and every part of the band was on fire. And he just felt it, and the whole room, you just felt, oh shit. And my dad went to his friend and said, I don't even want to see Black Sabbath anymore. And it was fucking Van Halen right before they got like their first album.
That sounded about right.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I'm like, God damn, I wish I was at that show.
My dad has a very opposite experience with Van Halen.
Really? What year was it?
It was like 1980 something. It was in the 80s.
Oh, that's their fucking lowest.
He went to the US Festival and
oh god.
they were headlining, and he said that he was blown away by an opener there. Actually, Metallica was one of the openers.
Well, that was the Sammy Hagar era when it was like not even completely raw.
No, it was at. He said that it was Eddie Van Halen because they came out and they were just so. The reason why it's
no, Eddie Van Halen was there, but
drunk.
The singer was really
The
raw.
whole band was just.
The inebriation
They were just
got to their performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the Hagar era when they were kind of going on the downfall. So because Metallica when they came out was the Hagar era.
Still along the lines of good performance. I didn't actually get to see Disturbed at the Mayhem Festival, but everyone there said like, yeah, you didn't miss much.
Yeah.
However, what was really interesting is Slipknot does this. We were there. Slipknot does this thing where they like tell the crowd to get low and build up with the song.
I saw them live at the Mayhem too.
Yeah. And then it's like everyone knows it's like their jump the fuck up segment. And it's so hype because like security's ready to like pounce on people. There's like a bunch of dudes lined up in like yellow yellow jerseys and they're ready, like watching everyone. As soon as Corey tells everyone to like fucking go ham, everyone, like the whole crowd just moshes. It's insane. Everyone just jumps up and down, throwing hands everywhere.
I saw a dude with those fucking like shoe gloves, the one that look like gloves on your fucking feet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I saw a dude in that when they told him to get low. The dude did a fucking flip, but we're on a hill, so the dumbass fell all the way down the fucking hill and landed on the fucking gate. It was so fucking hilarious. I'm like, what a dumbass.
What a G.
Oh.
Is he okay?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Do you guys ever have like a concert where
We
shit
don't know
got
what
out of control?
happened to him.
Like just shit, just you like it looked like a fucking like socialism riot.
Well, the biggest out of control is always just people burning shit.
Yeah, that's true.
People love to burn shit.
You give someone some fire and...
Well, you haven't
Goes
worked
nuts.
in concerts.
Everyone
then.
has like some degree of pyromania. Some people like me have more than others,
yeah.
but-
Yeah, but when you're burning like hard plastics that smell like shit when they get burnt.
But do you get
Kind
a
of
buzz?
I'm saying, has
That's
anybody like
because
stormed the
buzz
stage
adds
and
to it.
punched a fucking security guard? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, like rioting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have you ever seen shit like that?
Something like that. I've seen people get thrown out because they were too drunk because they like couldn't stand.
I'd say just like sit them on a couch. Like a dispenser, if you take too much of a dab at the dab bar, they'll just sit you on the couch. You don't need to throw a dab because it's too drunk.
Nah.
Same with all the coffee shops in Amsterdam. They don't throw you out. They just sit you down.
Exactly.
Water.
Like I've
That's
seen
nice.
the Jolie video, so
Should be more of that. Should be the regular.
Well, I worked at a fucking Logic concert one time, and there was this opener named Joey Badass. It was a 2-night event. I missed the first night.
Was he
Why does that name
badass?
sound familiar?
I don't know. So it was the first night. The first night I didn't work, and the second night they were telling us, look, he had all those people running the stage. If they run the stage again, please stop them. But they're saying he's not allowed to do that, and we might cut ties with the managers there. That it's getting real like politics wise, like real serious. And then I go on my lunch break, and I just hear as soon as I go about to walk down the stairs, I hear Joey Badass goes, "I want all these motherfuckers to run the fucking stage right fucking now." I'm like, good thing it's my lunch break. And then I come back from my lunch break, and I just see fucking like kids, like 17-year-old white privileged motherfucking kids, just choking out my friends, punching them in the fucking
What
face.
the hell?
And I'm like, God damn. And I'm just like, it's just a sea of thing, and I'm trying to get back into my fucking position, and I'm trying to squeezed by all these fucking little brats, and this like all of a sudden I just hear like Delta, like on the fucking radios. I'm like, what the fuck? And I just see flashlights, and it was like that fucking scene in Lord of the Rings when like fucking Gandalf runs down the fucking hill with the fucking army, and it was just like, God. And they got legit security guards. They hired outside security guards, not our normal security guards, to fucking come in with fucking flashlights and batons and start whacking kids and fucking just like, go, get the fuck out of here, this and that. And I'm trying to get through it, and I bump to this big dude. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so fucked. And I turn around, it's Dan Harmon. He's got a beer in his hands. He's like, it's fine. And it's just, it was so crazy. And I'm like, I hate this fucking concert so much right now. Logic better be worth it. It wasn't.
Was he just there to recruit Logic for the Rick and Morty thing, or what?
No, that's funny. Like right before that episode, it was the week before that episode. So,
wow.
But I think he got him beforehand. So I think he was just seeing him. So
Yeah.
when Logic is in the Eminem clone.
yeah, the fucking white rapper dude. But it wasn't Logic doing that shit. It was a dude named Joey Badass. So.
Oh, because I'm saying like, what if like Hobson had his own like thing?
Every
there,
rapper
so cringy.
trying to be successful right now.
Logic is just corny. That's
He legit stopped the concert to play fucking Mario Kart on the big screen with his fucking friend, and I'm like, really? I make this concert go longer than it is. And
I mean, Mario
I do
Kart's
kinda
cool.
admire
Yeah.
how dorky he is, though.
Yeah.
I've won a Mario Kart tournament, so Logic can suck it.
Ooh.
Well, as long as it's
Call
better than
him out.
Seinfeld memes.
Knock him out.
At him. Redacted.
Saying he's beat 5 rappers, I beat 19 people, so I think I have a better.
Wasn't he a
better
rapper? It was
scoreboard.
like his fucking posse.
Well, no, like he
Personal friends
like
that he
the
only
reason why he
keeps
did
around
that
because
is because
they're
like
worse than him
Tyler
at
the
Mario Kart.
Creator,
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator called him out. He played Tyler the Creator. He played like a whole bunch of people essentially. I remember that whole thing, but yeah, it
Did
was
Tyler the Creator kick his ass?
no Logic won.
God damn it! I was hoping.
Yeah.
I
You also
was
had the
hoping the other
fucking.
way around, honestly.
You also had a fucking like.
He's not even that good. He doesn't drift on every turn.
Bro.
Anyway, this is not a game. This is not a gaming podcast. Let's get back to the. actual stuff. Sorry, I called out Logic, but
Logic, sucking dick. Made the worst concert ever for me.
Logic won me on
Hey.
Rust.
Him and Mac
quality.
DeMarco. It's terrible.
Wait, Mac DeMarco?
Yeah, I worked I worked a different concert, Mac DeMarco, and more kids rushed the fucking stage. And it was
Lord.
fucking...
Yeah.
It was just fucking just insane because the kids were running the stage and I got pinned down by a fucking 12-year-old. That's the weird thing. Yeah. 12-year-old smaller than me. I'm like, this girl can't fucking take me. Boom!
It's interesting. Is Mark DeMecker live? Like he has the slow RPM music, but then when he plays it live, he actually just picks it up a little bit, which is good. I don't know
Yeah,
if it
he played
perfect-
Enter Sandman, and that's when all the fucking kids got crazy.
I saw him at the
of-
observatory, but yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of children, I was going to see. I saw Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. They were really good, by the way. They put on an amazing show. But after their performance, Peaches had a concert right after, and so in the line to see Peaches, there were just a long line of kids, like teenage kids, like. You mostly girls, but a lot of hipsterish like guys there too. It was like a completely different crowd than the Uncle Acid show, which were mostly like adults, like 30 or to 40 something.
Old dudes with beards.
Yeah, dudes. And then you go to the Peaches, and they're all kids. It's just a bizarre disconnect between like the audience to artists. You got the heavy rock throwback 60s kind of band, and then you got electro clash that's very sexual. I mean, that's the best thing I could describe Peaches as. I mean, she's very sexual.
Wait, are we still talking about Mario Kart?
We're talking about Peaches.
No, we're talking about just the weird disconnects of audiences of musicians.
Yeah. Was that at Psycho or was that?
No, it was at the observatory, but it wasn't at Psycho. It was
Oh, okay. So it's like the two different like venues inside there, or the two different rooms, or.
No, they were performing in the same room. It's just
really?
immediately after.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was kind of like when I saw one of the Death Grips shows I saw was with Ministry, and I want to say Death Grips went on before Ministry, and so like Ministry is literally all their fans are like dads, so and all Death Grips fans are like college kids, so it's kind of funny to see just like half the crowd just like leave.
Yeah, my dad
Oh my
knows
God.
about. My dad knows about. He really likes Ministry.
I saw Ministry live with Danzig and fucking Venom.
Nice. I love Ministry growing up. Ministry, their live show was a little disappointing, but
What do you think of Ministry's synth pop material? You know, the albums where they sound like Depeche Mode.
the first album,
Yeah.
I think it's okay. It's not as good as the industrial stuff. I don't know, but maybe one day I'll have an itch for that. Whatever it's called. I don't know how you call it.
I feel like I'm kind of.
I don't even know how to categorize it.
I feel like I'm kind of in the minority here. I feel like I kind of prefer the synth pop Ministry to the industrial Ministry. Mostly because I like Coil, Front 242, and Depeche Mode, so they remind me a lot of those bands, even if it is derivative. But yeah, I mean, as regarding artists more into that strict industrial sound, like one of my favorite bands is Throbbing Gristle. So that's what I think of when I think of industrial music. So I have those kind of standards.
When I saw Anger Fist live, that's
You
industrial.
got to see Anger Fist live?
with Jeremy.
Anger
With Jeremy.
Wait, like,
So-
which Jeremy?
Jeremy that
Like
my
Tiffany
brother
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you
Yeah.
lucky SOB. I would have
Dude.
loved... Like, I don't follow
My arms
Anger Fist
hurt. My
anymore,
arms
but there
hurt.
was a time for that, and Anger Fist shows looked fucking intense.
Yeah, that that's my level of industrial. When I was
That's cool.
industrial.
I
know,
didn't know you saw them.
I haven't heard of Anger Fist. They're an industrial band?
They're like hardcore.
Okay.
Like hardcore.
hardcore,
Oh,
like
nice.
really,
Or like hard
really,
style, whatever
yeah.
you want to call it.
That sounds fun.
repetitive, like it's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Down-tuned with the fucking
Exactly.
bass hitting.
Are they still doing stuff, or is that
I don't
was that
think
just kind
so.
of like?
I haven't. I honestly, I haven't listened to that kind of industrial in a long time. I've been
That
more
was
on
like high
my
school
dark.
for me.
I'm more on my dark wave, like goth synth
I'm on those lo-fi beats right now.
Lo-fi, I still fuck with.
On that note,
Oh, go ahead.
what are sorry, Elijah? What are some shows that we wish we could have gone to?
That's literally what I was about to ask.
Fucking Judas Priest. I wish I haven't still have yet to seen Judas Priest.
Yeah.
I really wish I could have seen Rage Against the Machine or System of a Down. I have yet to see a System of a Down show, and I would love to go see System of a Down. I almost saw them in Vegas this year, but
That was my first concert.
That was
Nice.
my first concert too, or first metal concert.
what?
Yep,
Nice.
2011.
God damn.
What was your
I-
first concert?
My first concert was Mayhem Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was Slipknot.
What was your first concert?
My absolute first concert was The Police.
What?
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
that's
in like
cool.
2006 or 7 or
That's
something.
fucking badass, man.
They were okay. They could have performed better, but
I
I
mean-
was like 12, so I wasn't paying that much attention. My first show that I went to that I wanted to go to was actually Linkin Park
Oh,
in 2009.
I feel like
And
everyone's seen Linkin Park at some point.
I've never seen them.
I
Nor do I
have.
wish
You saw
to
the
see them.
BlizzCon Linkin Park, right?
No, I skipped that.
Okay.
I saw them
Good
open
man.
for Metallica.
Oh, I didn't know they were
Yeah.
Metallica.
They opened for Metallica with Rise Against.
Oh, interesting. Rise Against was like they're pretty popping back then. I don't know what they're doing now.
Rock and Rio
They
Festival.
released the album 2 years ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still
Well-
sound like the same?
All their songs.
Yeah, they
They
do.
sound like
I
anime
haven't-
running.
Yeah.
I can be driving in the car and a Rise Against song will come on the radio that I've never heard before, but I'm like, oh, this is Rise Against. It's the singer.
I've never been into them. Never got into them.
You're not
Yeah.
missing much. They're not like crazy, but they're not like bad.
Yeah, I
They
remember
just sounded
liking.
average to me, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I liked Savior in like middle school. That was a fun song.
I feel like everyone, except me, liked that in middle school.
Sorry to rope it back to topic, but Ian, what was your favorite? What's a band you wish you could see live?
Okay, hang on, Ian.
Give me a fat second.
Give me a New York minute.
I may have
This is why we don't snack during the podcast, guys.
My first concert was
Admittedly, not the,
ACDC
Rise
Black
Against
Ice.
fan.
Really?
All right,
Yeah,
well,
I saw ACDC. It was my first concert, 2000.
Repeat the question.
What was the show that you wanted to see but you couldn't?
Tour.
Tool?
I had tickets for it, and I forgot.
But you've seen them, though.
No,
No,
Tour.
Tour.
Oh, I thought you said Tool.
oh, dude, Tia would have been a good show, dude.
I had
real.
tickets for it in San Diego, but I was too busy studying for finals, and when I remembered that I had tickets for the show, I looked at the clock, and it was like literally as the show was starting, 2 hours away from me, and I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, no, dude, I kind of feel that. I had an opportunity to see the Strokes live when they released their Angles album, but I've seen every other member live. I've seen Albert Jr. like his band live. I've seen the Voids live twice. I've seen Zero X live, but never the Strokes. So I'm still looking
Holding
for a
out on
day where I
that.
could see that. But I had an opportunity to go, but I was I had a play to go to. I had a play. That was the rehearsal, and I was just like so committed to that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna do the right thing, and I'm gonna stay at.
Lame.
To this day. I regret it to this day.
Pussy.
I regret
I
it
have-
to this day.
I have two sad stories about almost going to shows. One was the Rush 40th anniversary concert. I think I was like,
Oh, I have yet to see Rush. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to see
dude,
Rush.
that would have been so cool. What
I
happened?
went to that.
Hey, yeah, I went to him. I went with him to that concert.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Dank
Sorry.
That's
me.
awesome. I'm
Sorry, dude.
incredibly
That's-
jealous
that
now.
sucks. Oh, dude.
But yeah, what happened was I was like on the fence about going because I was kind of broke at the time, and like the whole month I was debating whether or not I should go, and then on the day of I decided I wanted to go, but tickets sold out, and so I was like,
Tough.
rip.
Fuck, I can't believe I forgot to talk about that. It's also probably my other favorite concert besides Psycho and Sunn. Rush
Yeah.
R40. They were just at
Dude.
the top of their game. They wanted to go out to their career with an absolute bang, and they totally did. So
You
Yeah.
can't really say it was the top of their game because you never saw them in the 80s or the 70s.
But
Well,
I did hear that concert was really
it's
amazing.
Definitely, like, for Rush as a band has a very high standard when it comes to their live performances. Even as they've aged, they've still maintained that level of consistency. Although,
Well, that's because they never did drugs. They took care of their bodies. They were a bunch of nerds who stayed in, and nobody wanted to sleep with them.
Everyone smoked weed back in the then.
That's weed. I'm talking about like fucking cocaine, crystal meth, heroin, PCP.
Yeah, like real musicians.
Why do you
Adult drugs.
What did it write?
It's not real musicians. Come on.
The other concert that I missed out on was JPEG Mafia and Vince Staples. My car broke down on the way to the show.
Oh, dude.
I have a
That's
story
not
about Vince
heartbreak.
Staples, though. I have a story
Oh,
about
really?
Vince Staples because I saw Gorillaz at the Forum, and he opened for them, and no one was vibing with him. Like no one was fucking with him. Like it was because it was all like white people. It was like all like the classic mom with like her kids that listened to Gorillaz like growing up. So like he'd be like, "LA, what's up?" And like it's like a full, like almost a full crowd. You hear like some people like, "Yeah," but like, he was. You could tell.
man.
You could tell he was pissed. You could tell because like literally, it's like, yeah, I'm rapping.
Not
but,
his
like,
audience.
not feeling- Yeah, exactly.
Like DJ
That's-
Khaled at the Overwatch League Grand Finals.
That was weird.
Oh,
That was fucking
something-
weird.
It's so cringy to watch.
Wait, DJ, what?
DJ
He
Cam.
was at the Overwatch?
Yeah,
He was at
Overwatch
the Overwatch
League Finals.
Jeez. That doesn't seem very
yeah,
befitting.
What would you say? What would you guys say? Like bands you've seen open for like a fucking band, and they're like, why are this band opening for this fucking band of all fucking people?
I think whoever
Yeah.
it was that opened for Nine Inch Nails and Soundgarden back in like 2013 or something, or 2014. I remember them being really bad. I don't remember the name.
Not even just band, it's just a weird fit for like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw Van Halen, they had Cool in the Gang,
Mhm.
so it like
That's interesting.
yeah, that's like
Have you
Nice.
guys heard of the post metal band Big Brave? I saw them while they were opening for Sunn.
Nice.
I saw Crystal Castles live, and they had one of the openers. They had 3 openers. One of the openers was literally just the Jamaican drums, like no joke. Like he had like EDM stuff. Yeah, like he had like some EDM
That's
like
crazy.
R and bass, but like literally like the melodics and everything was just the Jamaican drums, and that was like it was out of place, but it worked. Like I was enjoying myself. That was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Um,
what
I have
would,
a-
what would it be like to see Led Zeppelin live?
Led
Not-
Zeppelin.
not,
my-
not, not like during like a reunion Led Zeppelin, but just
yeah, like
heyday
prime
68 or
75.
yeah.
When he still had the Pick of Destiny, yeah, I would, I would definitely want to see him then.
That's my dad. My dad always says that's the one band that he wish he could have saw live because he was like
I bring up this
never
band
happened.
specifically because, and I'm glad to see that we're all in consensus here, because I know that people generally have a divided opinion of them as a live band. I mean, there's an entire camp of people that are like, they suck live, they're only good when they're in the studio, when they're recording their songs.
They don't suck live. They just sound completely different because when they're in the studio, they do a lot of overdubs and they put like they layer their music and they can't layer that same quality of music. Also, when they performed live, they were really high, so Jimmy
Of course.
couldn't. Jimmy couldn't
the way
keep
how I
up.
see it is that due to their laxer arrangements, is that the band had more freedom to just jam, and so they kind of just went on just
Yeah,
kind of
like
whatever.
if you watch those live Van Halen videos from like back in the
Yeah.
day, they didn't play the songs exactly the way they were recorded.
Well,
They were
yeah.
like, fuck it.
I mean,
And that's the beauty of seeing live music. It's like
Yeah.
if I wanted to hear the record, I'd put on the fucking record.
oh yeah.
Exactly.
Back to Led Zeppelin. I mean, one thing I can definitely tell from that is that Robert Plant, he never sang the songs exactly the same for any performance. He always
wouldn't
had
wanna
a
hear him
completely
play the
different
exact same
melody
way.
for the vocal performances.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
his
another
voice
good
started
topic.
giving
Is like bands that sort of improvise during their live shows and like do extended sections of songs. And
I
stuff
like
like
that
that.
SOD. Actually, I wanna cut in
SOD
again.
is the perfect example for that. They always play
Wait.
like improvised songs.
So hold on.
Typical.
So we're going to the topic of
Bands that improvise during their sets.
Oh, so this actually ties into one band I want to see live I never got to. Dillinger Escape Plan. When they broke up.
Yes! They're
I
so
love-
fucking good.
Yeah, that's all I've heard, and I love all their albums. So it just sucks that they've broken up. But I heard that Ben Wyman specifically tries to make every song sound different at every live performance. Like he goes out of his way to make sure it's not the same math chord tweedly all the time.
Tweedledee.
Yeah. And it's just like seeing a comedian them tell the exact same fucking joke every time you see them live. It's you don't want to see that.
Yeah.
No,
You want to see it different. You want to see a variety, a range.
It's a little different with comedians because there's punchlines that you would expect, right? But
Yeah,
I feel
but
like with-
knowing would they do it too, especially if they do it a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's the main problem with like Eminem is he just hasn't changed anything.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's
it's-
why I
like,
can
it's
never
not
really
like-
get into him.
Well, yeah, because Eminem's whole thing is that he's like angry at the world, right? But now he doesn't have like very many problems anymore, so he just has to pretend to be angry.
It's just like white privilege. extreme.
gotta pick up my fucking kids from soccer practice.
There's traffic
The
on the way to
Grammy goes to Eminem.
Off the angry kid.
Oh man.
Well, I have a question
movie
for
deal?
the,
Well, okay, what
I'll take
about
that.
this? What about like artists who like outgrown their image they projected and like just sing it and just it's just not the same anymore. It's just very like it's
You
just
had
like
your time. Now you're something else.
it's not like for talent wise, just like how like Eminem is talented, but he's got nothing to say anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like anybody like that.
But guys, he destroyed Donald Trump in that Cypher video.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Annihilated.
Machine
right,
Gun
guys?
Kelly.
But yeah, there's a lot of musicians who just need to stop. I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that.
I have a
Hey,
question.
Yeah.
I want your top 3 vocalists of all time.
Ooh,
Any band,
okay.
genre. Top 3
Cattle
vocalists.
Cornell.
Decapitation, Travis Scott. Travis Ryan. Jesus.
Travis Ryan.
Travis Scott, yeah.
I'm way too tired for this.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
Travis
Jeff
Ryan.
Buckley.
He's like the best death metal vocalist of all time. He can do all sorts of different styles, and it was really cool seeing them live. Who else? The guy from Suffocation, the guy who just left the band, I don't remember his name, but he was really good. He had those really deep growls that were like super heavy. The guy from Gojira, Joe Duplantier, very dynamic, and yeah, those are my 3. Bam, super
Okay,
fast.
okay.
Your third
I
is
got-
the same as mine.
Nice. Okay. So number 3, Mark Bolan, T-Rex. Number 2, Elvis Presley, and number 1, Ronnie James fucking Dio.
Yeah, those are good choices.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see if I could try to
Boomer
find.
choices.
Okay. 3 vocalists. Okay. Let's see here. These are just not in any particular order because I see vocals as just an expansive and like dynamic range that it's just hard to quantify what is technically good. But Ian Gillian, Deep Purple.
Nice.
Fucking. Well, Jeff Buckley, I mentioned him before. Also, to an extent, his dad, Tim Buckley, would be tied, but they have like completely different ranges. And other than that, all of like my vocalists I like are like really weird because they're not. Some of them I wouldn't say are like technically good from like a craft standpoint, but just have a very interesting timbre. You know, kind of like Jeff Buckley, Douglas Pierce, Ian Curtis, Michael Gira, and people like that. And
What band was Michael Gira in? That sounds familiar.
Swans.
Yes.
Actually, I'll just cut in right now because I do like Michael Gira a lot. Swans has grown on me a lot in the last 5 years. I would say Michael Gira is my 3rd favorite vocalist of all time. But number 2 would be Maynard James Keenan of Tool.
Yeah.
And first is Tommy Rogers of Between the Buried and Me. That will always be my number 1.
Interesting.
I've seen them live. They're pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I've seen them twice. Yeah.
yeah, I've seen him twice as well.
Yeah, we both went to the Colors.
Yep,
Yeah.
the shirt you're wearing.
I would say for my favorite vocalist, my top 3 would probably be number 1, Chris Cornell.
Oh,
Rest
God.
his
Yes.
soul.
R.I.P.
Rest his soul.
R.I.P.
And then someone you probably guys haven't heard of, but Katie Stilmanis. She is from the band Astra. Really, really great vocalist. And then of course Julian Casablancas, because one's his lyrics, but two, the way his vocals change per every album is insane. Like not his actual voice, but the way he like structures how the vocals are over the song. You know, it's just pretty much the same like hi-hat, same like kick. The Strokes always master that, but somehow he finds a way to make it unique for the album.
I'd say my top 3 would be I don't have them ranked, but in fact I don't even know the names of them. I just know their bands. Definitely Infinite Annihilator. I love that like pig squeal they do though.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful and guttural. Cock and ball torture.
What the fuck?
It always comes back to cock and ball.
It always does. The constant life, like taxes in Texas. It's funny. And then also Torso Fuck on their song "Raped by Elephants."
Oh, nice.
It was like a really cool,
no one saying "Guar."
hog growl.
So your top three, what would you say, Luke?
Top three, not necessarily ranked, but I do enjoy Maynard James Keenan a lot. He has a very wide spectrum of vocal range, and he just sounds great in just about every song he does. Serge from System of a Down, dude's a vocal god. He's great. Also a very nice range.
Well, he also likes to just have fun with it too.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
He doesn't take it so seriously.
He has the same range as Freddie Mercury, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
he does
close,
too. Yeah.
And then I'd say number 3. That's tough because like, there's bands that like, if I were to go for like a more growly thing, and this is kind of contradictory. I like Corey Taylor for a couple of reasons. Is he's not necessarily like a super good singer, but he brings something to the table that no one else does. If you hear people like, screech, growl, or whatever vocal terminology for metalheads, Corey does things very aggressively, and I like what he brings. I'd say it's almost damaging to his voice what he does, but it's nice. I think Corey Taylor's he's good for his niche for what he does.
Yeah, and especially with regards to live music, I feel like Slipknot is like kind of up there.
They got a crown on that for sure.
I'm not a big Slipknot fan, but they are a good fucking live band.
Yeah.
Ian, what about you?
So my top 3 in no particular order would be Maynard James Keenan. As you guys said, Freddie Mercury, as most people would probably say, and then the one that nobody did say was Lane Staley from Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Why Lane Staley?
Because it wasn't, range is a weird way to say it. He had this weird thing that he could do with his voice where he got it like really scratchy.
Oh, okay.
And it was something that I don't think I've ever heard anyone else really do.
I think it was the drugs.
It was definitely the heroin pumping through his veins.
Yeah.
He's the only vocalist I've ever seen where the higher he is during a performance, the better he is.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Although he can do some weird things when he's not high that are interesting that he doesn't, that doesn't go through on the recordings. But he just had a lot of range, and the thing that's really sad about him is I don't think he knew how good of a vocalist he was.
Well, also when he sang, you could just feel his pain in his heart.
Well, the lyrics were 100%.
Not even just the lyrics, though. Like when he just opened
was,
and sung it, you could feel the energy of the pain shooting through his heart and body.
Best MTV Unplugged was definitely theirs.
Yeah,
hands down.
Definitely.
Cool. So why don't we try to build our fantasy concert lineup, our fantasy festival lineup?
This will be our wrap-up segment.
This will be our wrap-up segment because we've already got a lot of good thoughts out. I think this is a good place to do the final thing. So Jackson, why don't you start by bringing up a band and then we'll kind of add on to it.
The opener.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a wrench into this and say let's start with location.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Somewhere just not too hot, not too cool. You know what I'm saying?
Alaska.
What the fuck?
Okay, buddy.
That would be
In
awesome.
front of the
Well,
White
he
House.
said it,
They
so we
just
gotta
have
do
a
it.
massive
Oh, I was gonna say the
amphitheater
sewer.
in the middle of some mountains, be a secluded location, rock out.
Okay.
Do it at Antarctica like
What about a
like
sewer?
Metallica did.
Go mosh with the penguins.
Mosh with the penguins.
That's what the festival's called.
Yes, that's what it's called. Mosh with the
All right.
penguins.
We decided that it's in Antarctica. There are penguins.
Yes.
All right.
Mosh with the penguins.
We built a giant Arctic research size venue.
Okay. Right.
Insulated
Everyone
acoustics.
has to bring coats.
Yes.
Lots of coats.
Yeah.
And flamethrowers in case there's the alien from the thing.
Oh,
Do a shot.
Medicated
Yeah.
snowballs.
Oh my god. Medicated snowballs. Okay, anyways, bands. Jackson.
This better be a good lineup, or I'm not going to the show.
Alright, could they be they have to be like alive or
Can't.
No, it's a fantasy lineup.
Fantasy
So
lineup.
this is
Any past history.
I fucking Gigi Allen.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's got to be the headliner.
Yeah.
He has to headline.
He's headlining, but he's opening.
Okay.
He's headlining,
Allen,
takes a
how
break,
about,
and then he's opening.
Opening headlining. Or opening takes a break and then he's headlining.
That's insane.
how about
Dante, what have you been
Liberalize
at?
Drink that
If
stuff.
I could add, fuck it, Charles Manson. Charles Manson before he went to prison. Well, I mean, he was always in prison. When he was on parole, there you go. When he was on parole.
Like
was on parole?
1970s live
Yeah,
at
before-
Leeds era Who, because they'll be like 120 decibels loud. Like, that's a Guinness World Record right there.
Yeah, and then he has to go on stage with Manson. Manson and the Who have to collaborate together.
Yes. Performance of Look at Your Game Girl.
Yes!
Includes manic drumming.
Oh my God. Ian, add to the fray.
Who's up next?
Who's up next?
After Manson.
After Manson and the Who.
You mean, when I was thinking of like this whole lineup, I was thinking of it differently because I was thinking of it pertaining to my specific tastes. So trying to throw this together is kind of interesting. Okay, who's the opener?
It's Gigi Allen's opening and headlining. And then after up...
Oh, we're going with that.
Yeah.
I thought we were just memeing.
No. And then afterward...
Gigi Allen doesn't fuck around.
Then second on deck is Manson and the Who.
What about the Ramones?
Oh yeah.
Which
That's
era?
interesting.
Which era?
I don't know the eras of that.
Okay.
I guess I'll just cut it and go next because I was thinking about it as soon as you brought up Gigi Allen. Like, who would be like as close to the polar opposite of that I would go see? And it'd be this Japanese band called Tricot. If anyone's heard of them,
Yes.
they're like,
You mean the twinkly math rock band? With
yes,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Oh yeah.
Elias.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your
Dude,
turn.
I just want Eminem to do the Mom Spaghetti remix. While
And his hit Venom.
we bring, since it's a fantasy concert, we bring Pantera back.
Yes,
And they play the
okay.
song Walk, but it's just the guitar riff over and over again.
It's over and over again, but with the Mom Spaghetti mix.
Yes. Simultaneously.
Fantasy concert, Queen comes on, but it's just Freddie Mercury doing call and response with the crowd for 30 minutes. And then they leave. They never play a note on any of their instruments.
Perfect. Okay, Luke.
Wonderwall on loop for 20 minutes.
Yes.
No.
Like, not even, and it's like not even like the actual people who
It's
made
not
Wonderwall.
Oasis. It's just some like dollar
It's
store
some
version.
dude from your college.
Yeah, it has to be. From the bookstore.
Yo, it's Steve. He brought the
How about this guy rips
Beatles,
Wonderwall?
but no one hear the Beatles perform because their fangirls are screaming way too loudly.
It's the Beatles and Lemmy, and they're both on acid.
Serious?
Oh my god.
Wait, serious answer though. I'd probably say like a tearing between like Johnny Cash or ZZ Top.
Oh yeah, I've seen ZZ. Go Cash.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're not good live.
They're okay. They're past their prime. So,
yeah.
but yeah.
But what
I
if
would
you
love
could
to see
time
Johnny
travel and get the old version?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
That's true.
peak ZZ Top. Hell yeah, I
Peak
would love to
ZZ
see-
Lagrange, fucking Tush.
I'm down for that. I would love to go to Antarctica
Yeah,
and watch
just got
ZZ
paid.
Top.
We need Zach Hill in this mix somehow. Not
Oh,
Devin, it's just Zach Hill. We need a Home Depot
however
bucket
you
and 2
do.
paintbrushes, 2 rulers. He just goes.
Oh man, and then you need Jerry Lewis and Jimi Hendrix to the fucking doing piano and guitar together. Jerry Lee Lewis, not Jerry Lewis.
I'd love to see a Jimi Hendrix Zach Hill collab so much.
That would be the most. Yeah, that's a fantasy supergroup right there.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay, and then we get fucking Gigi on stage at the final show with everybody that just performed together to play "We Are the World."
Perfect. But still with the Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah, with still the Mom Spaghetti over, like it's looped over, like it's playing in the background.
Elijah, who are you throwing in the mix?
I am torn between two. I'm torn between the original AC/DC with the original singer,
Bon Scott,
or original Metallica. That'd be
with
cool.
Burton and Mustaine, or Burton and Hammett.
I would like Mustaine too.
Yes.
I might have to lean towards Metallica on that one. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah, like
Metallica
the
and
original.
Penguins.
Those are my two choices, but yeah, it'd probably be Metallica. Yeah.
Oh, you know what we have to get on there with G.G. Allen is fucking King Diamond.
Yeah.
Get fucking King Diamond on there to play fucking Welcome Home.
First get all the classics.
All right, guys, so you have to tune into when we get this concert rolling. Make sure you buy your tickets. We're going to try to get all.
Tune in next week to see Marsh of the Penguins.
2025 is when we're playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-order now.
Pre-order now.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining, and tune in a couple weeks from now. We're going to try and make this a regular thing.
It seems like the schedule's going to be every 2 weeks here.
Every 2 weeks, yep.
Listening circle, bitches.
Yes. Catch us on SoundCloud, YouTube, wherever, and have a good day, everyone. Join the Discord server.
Peace to your mothers.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
Have fun inside.
Auf Wiedersehen.